I know how frustrating it can be when you set a target, set a goal, or even if you just have a million things that you need to get done throughout the day, and then you get stuck because you procrastinate. That resistance that comes up every time you go to take action on your goals, getting distracted. Oh, I need to do this first. Before I do that, I need to do this. Maybe you get stuck scrolling. Maybe you caught up being too busy with other plans. But all in all, this procrastination is one of the biggest silent killers of you and your progress towards the things that you want. Time and time again, clients have come to me having their biggest self-sabotaging behavior being procrastination. And most of the time, they don't even realize that they are doing it. They're filling up their time being busy with things that actually aren't really that important to them. And they're just filling the gaps and the time that they could be using to help them achieve their goals. So if this is you, I'm going to tell you the truth about procrastination that no one will tell you. And that is that you are not lazy. You may have clicked onto this podcast episode today to expect me to say to you something different, that you should be working harder, you need to hustle more, just wake up and be at the 5 a.m. club. And the truth is, you don't necessarily need to be doing that. The truth is, if you're procrastinating, you aren't lazy. If you're procrastinating, it's likely that your nervous system is not wired for the success of you achieving your goals. 90% of our behaviors on average are driven by our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is pulled towards pleasure and designed to run away from pain. We have specific parts in our brain, such as the amygdala, the hippocampus, that are all based around fight or flight responses. So when there is danger, we are programmed to run away from that. And when there is pleasure, releasing of hormones such as oxytocin, serotonin, we are drawn to those experiences as well. So if you're procrastinating on a goal that you desire to achieve, there is just a misalignment in your nervous system whereby potentially your subconscious mind has attached pain towards the action steps or towards the actual achieving of that goal rather than pleasure. So then you get that resistance in the middle. So if you clicked on this video today, if you are a serial procrastinator and you've had enough, you are ready to take action and flow effortlessly and easily towards those things that you do want to achieve and get done, then this episode is for you. My name is Elise, and I'm the host of the Generation Elevation podcast. I'm a high performance coach, and I've been lucky enough to work with some of the most top athletes in the world, business entrepreneurs, and I've been also lucky enough to work with companies like ASOS, Google, teaching them these exact tips and tricks that I'm going to share with you today to beat procrastination so that you can go out there and get shit done. Okay. So if you're writing notes, I highly recommend doing that today because I'm going to share with you six tips and tricks on how to move past procrastination. So these tips will 10x your productivity. And these are the exact tips that I have given my elite athlete clients and corporate CEOs to help them progress and stay in that flow state throughout the day rather than getting distracted. So my first tip to beat procrastination. Are you ready? Let's say you have a goal and that goal feels really big when you first set it. breaking that goal down into small action steps is always going to be super helpful. Let me share what I mean. When I first moved to London and decided that I wanted to run my first breathwork meditation workshop here instead of Australia, it was way out of my comfort zone. And I procrastinated for 6 months leading up to that workshop. Should I do it? Should I not? Maybe I need more followers first. Maybe I'm not ready. I need to find a space, but I can't find a space. And there was this constant overthinking loop of, it will happen when it's meant to. Oh, it will come along and it'll be fine. Blah, 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 blah. And I was using these like soft limiting beliefs whereby it's not obvious that it's a limiting belief, but I was making excuses for why I wasn't getting that thing done right now. So if you have a goal and you've been like, yeah, it will come. No. Why isn't it done right now? This will expose all of your excuses and limiting beliefs. So I want you to reflect right now on that goal, that thing that you really, really want. Why have you not done it yet? And keep asking yourself that question. Why have I not done it yet? Why don't I have that thing now? I'm going to give you just a few moments here to reflect. Why have you not done that thing now? Think about all the goals that you set for this year. Think about all the ones that you have achieved. And then the ones that haven't come to fruition, the manifestations that haven't come through. Why have they not? Once you write out a couple of answers for those, you'll start to recognize potential limiting beliefs and excuses that you've been making for yourself. Sometimes when we set a big goal, it can feel very overwhelming because the gap between where you are right now to where you want to be can feel so big. It's like, how on earth am I even going to get there? And that can feel overwhelming because we look at that future place of where we need to be and it can feel impossible. The thing is, your nervous system isn't actually wired to that new reality yet, which is why breathwork, meditation, mindfulness practices are so important. It's about helping you prime your nervous system and get ready to be the version of yourself that you need to be to achieve that goal. But if you're just setting these big ambitious goals and not doing anything to help you get to that level of confidence, to that level of security in your nervous system to actually achieve that, it won't happen. They will just be pipe dreams. So set specific steps that are going to help you get there, not just one big step. Small steps along the way. What are 1 to 2 things that you can do every single day that is going to help add to the version of you that you need to be in order to achieve that goal? Because guys, the truth is you don't attract what you want in manifestation. We live in an attraction-based universe. If you are wanting that goal, doesn't mean you're going to get it. You attract who you are rather than what you want. So if you are insecure, not confident in yourself, think that your goal that you want to achieve is impossible, then you will attract that into your reality. Not success, not winning, not achievement. You will attract scarcity and lack instead. So focus on your energy, focus on your vibration. What are the small things that you can do every single day to get you to where you need to be? That is tip 1. Tip number 2. If you struggle with motivation and you find that every time you procrastinate on going to the gym, on getting your taxes done, on getting paperwork done, on getting social media done, or whatever it is that you want to do, use the 5-minute rule. What's the 5-minute rule, you ask? The 5-minute rule is literally setting a small timer of 5 minutes. If you cannot be bothered, if you are too tired, if you don't have time, set 5 goddamn minutes. Set 5 minutes. Do the thing for 5 minutes. You may find at the end of 5 minutes, you still don't want to do it. Okay, fine. You don't have to. No one's going to force you to do the thing. But if you set 5 minutes, you will most likely find that starting is just the hardest part. And once you put your shoes on, get outside and go for that run around the block, you'll probably keep running. 5 minutes, you get into the gym, you start your warm up, you will probably keep going. 5 minutes into your paperwork, you will probably keep going. 5 minutes into a social media post, you will probably keep going. The hardest part is starting. The hardest part is starting. So just set 5 minutes. And I promise you, this will beat procrastination because it's teaching you and wiring your brain that starting is easy. Starting only takes 5 minutes. But if you give up before you even start, you teach your brain that starting is hard. That leads on to then my tip number 3 is to do hard things, because when you are doing things that are hard in life, you build mental fitness and mental resilience. What does that mean? It means that you're programming your brain to do things that challenge you. The neurosynaptic connections in your brain will either be primed towards doing things that are easy, which makes your life hard, or doing hard things to make your life easy. If you are always doing things that are easy, as soon as life gives you a challenge, most likely you'll be the person that gives up, having a fixed mindset. Oh, I'm not ready yet. Oh, I'm not perfect yet. Oh, I'm too old, I'm too young, and having all those excuses. When really, if you do something hard, you teach your body that you can do anything. You can handle anything. So, for example, for me, I did not have much mental resilience when I first moved to London. I thought I did, but actually I was very humbled when I got here because London can be rough and super, super blunt in many ways. Most people give up. However, I started to run because I hated running. And I thought, well, if I can do something that I absolutely hate and get good at it, then it means that I can do anything. So I started running and running and running. And I actually eventually got better and better and better. And I found that even when things started to get chaotic elsewhere in life, I was better able to handle and regulate my emotions because it wasn't as hard as running for me. And I do this in the gym as well. Most people stick to the exercises that they like because they're easy. But what if you actually challenge yourself to do the thing that you hate? Not because you actually hate it. It's because you hate it because you're not good at it. So do the things that you find hard and make them your strengths. Number 4 is progress over perfection. Even before I started to film this episode, I noticed the resistance come up within me. Oh, maybe I should do it another day. Maybe I should plan it longer. No. Elise, right now you're procrastinating. Progress over perfection. There's a really beautiful quote that I saw one time, and it went something along the lines of, action is better than no action at all, because the person that tries and tries and fails and fails and fails over and over again is closer to success than the person who does not try at all. So it's better to just get it done and progress rather than try and get it perfect, because it's through the progression and it's through each pitch that you do, each practice match that you do, each game that you do, each presentation that you do, each gym session that you do, that you will then find confidence over time rather than just show up and be confident. So many clients that come to me first off expect that they're going to be good at everything straight away. And the truth is that's not the case. Just because you're good at most things How can you expect to be really good and pro at something that you've never tried before? Be gentle, be kind with yourself as you just take the steps. 2 more to go. First one would be tip number 5. Set a timer limit. Now, I had the 5-minute rule. Now I'm saying set a timer limit. When you know you need to get things done, give yourself half the amount of time to get it done than you usually would. What this does is it creates a bit of pressure, and most people produce their best work under pressure. But if you do not give yourself pressure, then most likely you'll procrastinate. So when I'm having a scheduled work or content day, I will give myself half the time to create a post or to film or etc. I will not let myself go hours and hours and hours on end getting distracted and caught up by things. It's like, no, I'm giving myself half the amount of time that I would usually. And if I don't get it all done in that time, so what? I probably would have got that progress done faster. So give yourself half the amount of time, make it more intense. You will find you'll be more productive. And my last tip for you guys today is to make it fun. Let's say you need to do household chores. Okay, how can you make vacuuming and mopping around the house fun? For me, I make it a race. I set a timer. I also put my favorite music on, and I put fast music on because I want to get that stuff done super, super quick. So I'll put my fast bangers on. I'll be mopping around the house, make it a race, and see how fast I can get it done. And that is how I make cleaning the house fun, right? Which could be boring for some people. Another example could be, how can you make working out or running fun if you don't like doing those things? Okay, do it with a friend, do it in a community, listen to your favorite tunes, go to a class. Okay, how could you make doing your accounting or finances or paperwork done fun? How could you make that fun? Listen to your favorite music, take yourself out for dinner, make it a date, make it like a really beautiful ritual that you do. This is what I have done in my life to help me get that stuff done faster too. And then I'm going to add a little bonus tip in there as well. Delegate. If you're extremely busy and you're finding that you are filling up your time with things that need to be done, let's say you have family, you have kids, you have employees, delegate. You don't have to get all of this stuff done on your own. Delegate tasks, ask people for help where you can. And if you are doing those things over and over again that you procrastinate on and they're not enjoyable, you struggle to make it fun, just delegate. Just delegate the thing. You don't need to do it. If you have the means to delegate, do. If you are someone that does procrastinate, I encourage you to really look at those excuses and limiting beliefs that we made conscious at the start of this episode. What did you write down or what did you think of? What are those self-sabotaging thoughts that get in the way when you're trying to progress towards your goals? Be curious about that. Be curious about the resistance that comes up each time, because when you go deeper, there's so much more to learn about yourself and how you handle stress and pressure. When you understand yourself, you're better able to understand others, to connect, and be in alignment to who you truly are. So I really encourage you to look at those limiting beliefs. And if you need, there's many other episodes that share with you tools and tips on how to overcome limiting beliefs. So make sure you go check those out. It has been a pleasure having you all here today with me on this episode. Welcome to the Generation Elevation podcast. And I trust I will see you very, very soon. Thanks.